This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham, and I've got the person who's on the front page of our Hometown News with us
I didn't
today.
know that.
Oh, you did not know that?
I didn't see it. I saw the article online, but I hadn't seen it in print, so that's pretty exciting.
Well, it just came out too.
Yeah.
So I've got Jen Aunger Ritchie with me. Thanks for joining us today.
I'm so glad to be here.
And you're on the front page. You've got a great story to tell. You were here earlier last year to tell us about going to Cambodia.
Yes.
And let's talk about that, because you walked 100 kilometers?
100 kilometers over 5 days in the very severe Cambodian heat. There was 32 of us in a group. There were 4 different groups that went. It was an incredible experience. I don't think you ever really understand a country until you're walking it and going through different terrains like tapioca fields and rice paddies over mountains in villages. And a lot of the places that we went through, people only see outsiders about 6 times a year. So it was incredible to see these families and how they lived. Obviously the poverty is immense in Cambodia. Walking by and seeing the halo landmine signs that Princess Diana's Foundation would find. They've been at war for more times than they haven't. They were hit hard by the pandemic. And then we actually got to a few people from each group got to go to a domestic violence group that's trying to help families in Cambodia and donate a bit of the funds that were held back in the foundation to their causes as well. So nice to spread the awareness across the world as well.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately learn about it.
Oh.
It happens all over the world.
Happens all over the world. It's it's definitely not segregated to any income stream, any community. It's everywhere.
It does. It happens all over the world.
Yep.
But your why, as you say it,
Yeah.
is because of what happens in our own community.
100%. I was fortunate enough to sit on the police service board, Smith Falls Police Service Board, for 3 years, and month over month, I didn't get to see. I unfortunately heard the domestic violence calls raise higher and higher every single month, and that was my why. It was happening in our hometown. Our town itself declared it an epidemic, and it definitely was, a need, and I wanted to bring some funds somehow to our communities.
And it's like you've got 4 daughters. I've got a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Exactly. And there's not enough funding. There's not enough help for these amazing shelters that we have in our community. And so any little bit helps.
And the money that you raised too helped our Lanark County Interval House as well as our Leeds.
That's correct. Yes.
Interval House. So
yeah.
Let's talk about that too. You had to raise $6,000, which you did very quickly with the support of our town.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah. It was shocking. That was the biggest thing that concerned me. If I'm going to be honest, I had to pay all my own airfare, my hotel accommodations, everything, meals. I had to pay for myself, but you have to raise $6,000 to be able to go on the trek. And I was nervous. $6,000 is a lot of money to raise, and we're a small community. And but I was one of the first people of all the hundreds that were going to raise their $6,000, and then raise that to $8,000. Then it went higher, and I ended up with almost $20,000, $19,900 that I was able to raise. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing too. And the group that you went with this year, in total, raised $1.6 million.
Exactly. Yeah, which is amazing. Like to see those funds stay in Canada, stay in our communities, make an impact. It was definitely a number we were more than proud to announce and know that we raised.
Wow. Well, since you started with this, it was 1998. I wrote it down somewhere here. Right? Do you know the number? Well, 41 million.
Yeah, $41 million they've raised since, is it 1998?
1998,
yes. Yeah. Then the Royal LePage Shelter Foundation is fully funded by Royal LePage, so every dollar stays to either go directly towards shelters in Canada or to fund national prevention programs.
Wow. And did that just start in 1998, the Royal LePage
Shelter Foundation?
It started then, or
I believe
the walks
so.
did? Okay.
No, the walk started in the late 2010s in there. I think they're every 2 years. And I know, like my mom did in 2019, she went on the Sahara Desert trek, and they've went to Iceland, they've went to Machu Picchu, they've done, they did one in Canada, obviously during the pandemic when we couldn't leave. And yeah, everyone apparently is very, very different, obviously, but is incredibly impactful.
So let's talk a little bit about walking through Cambodia. You did a little bit there too, but every day you had a letter read to you?
Yes, yeah. So in the past, at lunch every day, there is a letter read by one of your fellow trekkers, reads, and they're the same 4 letters that are read for every group. In the past, it's been a letter from a woman in the shelters that we are supporting, but now they're actually letters of women that we're trekking alongside and their experiences and what has happened in their lives. So they're obviously talking to Interval House and hearing women's struggles and whatnot and what they've overcome and had to face is very impactful and very scary. But then to have somebody who's standing directly beside you who's reading their own personal story, it was hard. It was very moving. It took us a while to compose ourselves again, to stand up, but it definitely was the drive.
Well, it just added to your why,
yeah,
am I here?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that a woman who's standing right beside me, that's my life, just the same, realtor just like me,
right?
And this is happening or has happened to her in her life, yeah.
Right. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was in October that you did that?
It's October, yeah, the end of October.
And you say it was very hot.
Oh, it was so hot. The humidity was very intense. I will say, being from Ontario was a little bit of a bonus compared to our east and west coasters that don't face humidity ever. They found it very, very challenging. It was sleeping in that. Like I always say to somebody, even if we have a really hot day in Ontario, in Smith Falls, you can go into the air conditioning. You can escape it for a little bit.
That's right.
This was night intense. We slept in Buddhist monasteries, and that was so amazing to just be in amongst it all, amongst the monks, and learn about their lifestyle as well. But there was chanting in the night, there was dog fights and roosters, and it was one of our groups, not ours, but they actually were at one of the monasteries during like a high holiday. So people from the village were coming in throughout the night, lights were on, adding to the I took those medical ice packs that you can crack and they snap open.
Yes.
And I would lay it on my body and think, just go to sleep as fast as you can, because it was so hot. But yeah, it was so every day was very challenging.
And what did you do for meals?
So they actually have like a cooking service that comes along with you to each of your camps. And so when we'd stop, it was very traditional Cambodian foods, rice with every single meal, a vegetable and a protein of some kind. But the food was good. I will say that. Like it was kept us going. Good. I think I would have eaten anything on that trek, but because you're so hungry, you're burning so many calories.
Well, it's 20 kilometers a day.
A day, yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So it. Yeah, and some of them, going through the villages, you have stuff to see. But the days that we were summiting and coming down the mountain, that was hard. That was my harder days. When I think our BC friends found that one a breeze.
Yes, from the Rockies. Yeah. Did anybody struggle or?
A gentleman in a previous group did have some heart issues that he had to come off of it. There was a couple of people that had the biggest hurdle is always feet, like the blistering and the problems that you can have with your feet. So we did have a couple of people that had that very challenging. We do have a doctor that comes with us. Each group has a doctor.
Good.
So there was one day, I think it was the third morning, we were late leaving because there were so many people needing to seek help. I had a lot of heat rashes that were very intensely raised. I took photos so I could remember, but all of us had them all over our legs. Kind of you could see your sock line, and that was probably the hardest part for me. My feet did okay, but there was a lot of people. One times where people would have to sit for a bit, and we were very happy to wait, and we rallied as a group.
Well, I think you're a woman who's on your feet the moment you wake up in the morning until you go to bed at night, so you had that advantage.
True. Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I've said I'm in it. I've told Lanark Interval House when I dropped off my check that this isn't the last they'll see of me. I think that, you know, not only is it an experience to just go to another part of the world, but also just raising that awareness, being a small fraction of the help that can be added to these incredible organizations. But just the people, like, I don't think I've ever bonded as quickly or as intensely as I have with the 31 people that I trekked with. It was an experience. You would think that a bunch of realtors would be talking shop, and there was no real estate talk. It was just 32 people that were coming together for the exact same reason, for the exact same why, and wanting to help our communities. So it was...
Keep in touch?
Yeah. Oh, yes. We have a WhatsApp chain, and we're talking almost daily. Like,
nice.
We're very connected, but it's been an incredible experience. I'm so proud to be a part of Royal LePage, obviously. My mom and I are both commission donors. That money that we make, part of it goes back out to the Royal LePage Shelter Foundation to come back to our communities. And, you know, 2 weeks before I went to leave, we both had calls from clients that were leaving situations, and it was another push that, you know, this is happening, and we need all the help we can get, and just the awareness that people can speak out.
Yeah, well, as long as there's this why, we need the support.
Exactly.
Yes.
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for doing this,
No,
representing
thank you.
Smith Falls. You made us so proud, so proud.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I know you, and
thanks.
you did wonderful things. This is amazing, and the fact that you want to do it again too is just inspiring.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to when they announce where the next one is, and that'll be announced this coming fall, and then we'll go the following year. So I hope that the same, you know, support I had this time will be there in 2027, and I'm really looking forward to just continuing to raise the bar every time.
Absolutely, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here, Jen Aunger Ritchie. She did the trek across Cambodia, and you can learn more by seeing her on the front page of Hometown News. It's
amazing.
You can have this
Oh,
copy.
thank you so much. My scrapbook. That's great. Thank you.
Thanks.